more
What
Marcy
Marcy Playground
Playground
talk.
talk. It does tend to go blue when you start talking about that band.
The band was good. Candlebox.
They suck crap this song.
I knew I could get you a little fired up about that, boss.
Candlebox. What the hell is a can? Is that even a thing?
I don't know.
Okay, so we're actually live now, guys.
Yes.
Good body. You ever seen the movie No Country for Old Men?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I rewatched that last night. That's a good one.
I've been talking to a lot of our the movie Oh Brother or Art Thou. Obviously,
Oh,
different.
that's a really good one.
That's a great movie, but a lot of the kids the second time go around the second projects for us for English 9, they have to read the Odyssey. Coach, I've been
read the Odyssey and look at the parallels between the two.
Yep, it's fun.
It's good stuff. John Goodman.
Yep, not good body though.
Cyclops.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. We've been ready.
We miss each other.
Okay, I'm gonna start a little music. Go a little serious tone.
I've not seen. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, good Wednesday evening to everybody. It is 7:01. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means. It's time for Talkin' Wrestling. Welcome
to buddy.
Another wonderful show of Talkin' Wrestling. I am Rob Prebish, Greco Moses Prebish here, joined as always by Mike Foss and John Goodbody.
Yay!
Got some good stuff to talk about tonight. We will finish up our Ultimate Wrestling Song Tournament tonight, where like 5 people voted, as well as some other stuff. So let's go ahead and get started, guys.
Boss, could you play that on the piano or the?
No, I couldn't. K-Dog, perhaps.
Yeah, he froze again.
And now Goodbody is frozen.
Yes, that's.
I'm questioning the porch bandwidth. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't think it's that good. And again, he looks like a freaking beaver. Put a piece of wood in his mouth.
And another thing I want to talk about is I've seen this many episodes of X-Files. That would be that many.
I wasn't a huge X-Files fan myself.
Are you a fan of freezing up every 5 minutes? Because seems like you are.
Hey, that's Southside Internet for you, boys.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into this, guys, because I got a meeting at 8 o'clock instead of 8:30.
Oh, boy.
So we want to start with the Pennsylvania weight class changes.
Yes. Obviously, that hasn't been approved yet. Previous, do you have them in front of you right now, though? Like what they're thinking about? I know they're getting rid of like 106.
Right.
I know they've kind of moved some things around. They were going down to 12 weights, right? Well, they were thinking about it at least.
Yeah. Something
the PIA. I'm be honest with you, like the reason like you and I and like Foss talked about this the other day.
Yeah, he froze again.
Experiencing technical difficulties.
I just like that.
That's the I'm about to make a point face.
I wish I had like the capacity of like for a highlighter and just like draw on him. He's going inside.
Aha.
So yeah, they are going to drop weight classes. Now here's what I was thinking today is going to be a big problem. You know, are they going to communicate with track wrestling when it comes time for like out of state tournaments? Like, you know, how are they going to do all of this? Because wrestling's not just a state sport anymore. It's a national there are national events all over the place. What are they going to do? Because, you know, we're going up to Trojan War and Escape the Rock. You know, when we go ahead to make our weigh-in sheet, you know, for Escape the Rock what's the first weight class going to be? Is it going to be 106 that we're used to? Is it going to be something else?
Yeah, that's going to affect certification. It's going to affect a lot of different things like that. I don't think Pennsylvania has thought about.
I don't think they've been forward thinking about it at all.
No, it's just doing what's best for them.
And it's a shame. And I don't think it's really what's best for them. I think Pennsylvania is the state where people look to them for leadership. And I believe they're just dropping the ball on this.
Yeah.
because I'm not for limiting participation at all.
No.
Like I've been looking into it a lot, and like they keep bringing up forfeits at the lower weight classes and the upper weight classes, and they keep bringing up all this stuff. That is in every state. It's in every district. It's in every region across the country. You're going to have some programs that have numbers, other programs that don't have numbers. Like it just happens. You know, it's tough to control in certain areas. You just do your due diligence as a coach and as a program to try to build and try to get kids out and try to work from the youth and the middle school level to get kids in and get kids involved. It's everywhere. Why take the opportunity, like Coach Foss has said, take the opportunity for kids to compete?
Exactly.
You're legislating opportunities out. That's not what this is about. Shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So that was approved by the PIA? Is that what you guys were just saying?
No.
No.
We were talking before you came on here that we don't know when that vote is.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing that's frustrating the most is that PA has the most in place. Like you compare it to Virginia, they have established youth programs, most of them established like middle school paid assistant coaches.
Yeah.
Most of them there, and you can easily get them matches. You don't have to scurry around like we have to get middle school matches.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuse for it other than you get out there and do what you're supposed to do. I think it's as simple as that. There's some schools that are small. I'm not giving that.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I mean, it's just it's not a good thing at all.
You just work to try to change the culture and get kids out. Work the hallways. When I first got to New Kent, that was Coach Foss was best known for, is getting kids out. You know, he'd go and walk the halls and talk to those guys, especially the lightweights. You know, get those 106-pounders out. You know, that might weigh 100 pounds.
There's a couple times where we didn't have a weight class filled. I went to the track coach.
Oh, yeah.
That's how we got a kid one time. I said, "Do you have a little guy that's like 106? It's never going to point for you." We found a kid there. I had a 113 years ago. It's Fessman's brother, coach, older brother. I mean, he didn't. He just moved in. They said, "Hey, we just had a kid move in." Ryan Ware, another guy that helped us out as a coach, came in and we had a weight class that needed to be filled. He was another 103 at that point.
Coach Fitzgerald. He was a kid that got cut from basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he was a couple-time state placer for us, NAIA national qualifier in college. One of our coaches works in our building. I mean,
John Ferguson got cut from basketball as a freshman and was a national prep All-American his senior year.
100%, man. Like I don't know. That's just so upsetting. I mean, obviously it's the PIA's decision, but I mean, we all go to those PIA events. Like you're going to Trojan Warriors, you just said.
Yeah.
You know, we're both our programs are going to Escape the Rock. Powerade. I mean, that's another Pennsylvania-based event. I don't know. The Bethlehem Christmas tournament. We always talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's like they really haven't thought much about, you know, the impact that it's going to have on the rest of the wrestling world, not, you know, outside of PA. You know, even like, you know, when you have the Easton Phillipsburg dual meet, you know, that's going to screw everything up, and Goodbody is frozen red. It looks like a popsicle.
It's like that, what is it, I Saw Red song? Who's that? That's an old 80s
Actually,
band.
like Saturday Night Live 2 weeks ago with, it had Miley Cyrus singing Wish You Were Here by like a fire pit, and like she looked red. It was really weird.
Oh.
Goodbody, you got to get it together, dude.
Maybe she was
I don't know
actually
what's
in
going
hell.
on. I don't know. Mel's down there streaming stuff. I don't know, guys. My internet's usually pretty solid. I apologize.
Your internet sucks.
Usually I'm the one that's struggling.
Exactly. And I've got two computers going right now, you know, my phone. Anyway.
I appreciate you. Even though he's not well liked by many, Lars Ulrich, hell of a drummer. Hell of a drummer. Take that.
Foss hasn't figured out. He's just nodding his head.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. I have nothing on Lawyers Ulrich, but you know how I feel about the band Rush. We differ on that, so we'll just have to agree to disagree.
Well, you know, after Neil Peart died earlier in the year, like the stations I listened to on my satellite radio played a lot of Rush. It's not that I don't like the band. I just hate Geddy Lee's voice. It's like John Prine. I hated his voice, but like the songs are good.
Yeah.
But John Prine's voice makes me want to stab myself in the face.
I feel like Prebish is the Angus Young of Virginia wrestling. Kind of twitchy.
You should wear like more knickers on your time. That would be good.
Oh,
like schoolboy outfits. That would be that as you coach.
Maybe I will.
Why not?
Hey, so let's talk a little bit about the impact that social media is having on wrestling right now.
I think it's been awesome. Obviously, I don't have social media myself. It's just not for me. Like, I'm just not a huge fan of it. But obviously, I follow it just because of the flow content that I watch or the podcast I watch, listen to or whatever. And I know Coach Foss runs our social media and stuff, and we get some help from some parents and everything. But like with wrestling shirts through the month of May and stuff like that, I mean, that's helping promote our sport in a positive manner.
Yeah.
And the way programs are doing it, like you have programs utilizing interviews, like there are student athletes interviewing, other athletes or coaches and promoting their programs. And you guys have been doing it for VAWA, interviewing kids. And, St. Chris, I know, has been interviewing kids. And I just think it's a good way to promote the sport. And, in Virginia itself, it's important.
So what we're doing with our guys is that, we've been interviewing them one-on-one through Zoom on like what they're doing to stay fit and like if their thoughts about wrestling have changed and what they think is going to happen. Like, is this like this break that we have from wrestling, is it going to be good or bad? Now, I added a little caveat to the videos that will be posted that in the background, I would have my laptop open to YouTube and have Christmas fireplace burning. And so it was like my fireside chats with Coach Prebish. It's pretty funny. Just add a little levity to the situation.
You know how creepy a fire chat would be with Prebish, though?
I would want some lights on. Just saying.
Yeah, that would be. So what I do want to interview, our coaching staff with these same questions, but like for those fireside chats, it's going to be YouTube on my 55-inch television in the background. So a big fireplace going.
I love it. Hey, Foss, who was really known for their fireside chats? Was
FDR.
Was that FDR? To be honest with you, I couldn't for Winston Churchill popped in my head for some reason, but I know it was around that time period. But
FDR that's how he started trying to get people trying to get people's mindset more positive to come out of the depression.
Yeah,
and he did it to promote a lot of his social programs. The first one being the 100-day bank shutdown, get people to stop pulling money out of the bank and put it back in. During that 100 days, the United States the government decided, okay, this bank is legit, this bank is not. So that was
interesting.
Brian Hazard, Robinson, Prebish, FDR.
Yeah. Not necessarily in that order, though.
Not in that order.
So you're comparing me to a guy that had polio.
Polio.
Yeah, explains.
See how it is. Yeah. So social media definitely helping us out. Hazard has been interviewing some. Now he's up to interviewing officials.
In Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah, he did Clemson, right?
Oh, Alex. Okay.
Coach Clemson for Maryland. It gets confusing there.
Yeah, Coach Clemson, awesome guy.
Yeah, he is a really good guy.
Absolutely hysterical. He's one of my favorite college coaches. He's a good guy.
I never met him. I know he's done a lot of good things. Obviously, he was stuff at Missouri. I know he was at UVA for a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's where I met him when he was at UVA. So.
I love it. I know he was doing officials. We were talking about that the other day. I know he had JR on there and, Coach McCormick. And
I have to listen to that interview.
It was long. Like I said, I haven't listened to it yet either. It was a long, they got into it. I don't know. They were putting in some time in.
Started fist fighting. I thought that was weird.
No, it wasn't like that.
Part of that's a lie.
No.
It's funny because JR is definitely like one of the most laid back officials I've ever met. The times that he's done college matches at our place, he's definitely laid back. And Mike McCormick, former state champion himself, both of his sons multiple time state champions. His dad, a big time official. So wrestling definitely, that is like, when I think of Pocosin wrestling, now Jason Bryant will probably scream bloody murder. When I think about Pocosin wrestling, I think about the McCormick family.
Yeah.
They've been so connected to it for years,
Yeah. Speaking of officials, shorter guy, he refs college too. He's always in the Lynchburg area. I think he wrestled at Liberty. Coach Gregory and him love each other, boss. Who is that guy?
I'm not sure.
You know what I'm talking about? Short little guy. Previous, you know what I'm talking about?
Probably if I saw him. For the longest time, I did not have good relationships with officials. It's only been it's only been since like I got to St. Chris where I've kind of evolved as a human being. I've evolved. Instead of like cussing and screaming at officials, I've done a really good job of rebuilding those relationships where that I can go to the table and ask a legit question, and it might even be questioning judgment and not get warned because of how you approach the situation.
Obviously a lot of coaches, in Virginia, we always have our complaints about some of the officiating associations and stuff. But overall, if you look at Virginia, you have JR, refs college. You have McCormick, refs college. You have the guy, I feel so bad, I forget his name. Coach Gregory is going to be very upset. They love each other. He refs college wrestling. You have, why am I going blank? The USA wrestling officials, done a bunch of VAWA stuff.
Right.
Obviously he doesn't ref folk style, but he does all the UWW stuff. Like,
Tim Pearson and
yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
All the guys down at the beach. Now, what I would like to see with our folk style and our freestyle Greco officials is that, like, at the beginning of the high school season, so take VHSL refs, and what I would like to do, and maybe VAWA could sponsor it, is have like a Saturday where the officials and coaches come in, and we have mats set up and have like our high level coaches talk about different situations that, like, a lot of officials don't know all the exact rules about different situations. Like, I know in freestyle, in freestyle and Greco, we want to do this with our freestyle officials to kind of help them learn, like the little ins and outs, like the little tiny things about wrestling that can make a difference in a match, and not in a way to say that you guys are awful officials, whatever, but to help them grow as officials so that they see things differently, And
they did it at our state tournament. The officials got together and Woodhouse brought them all in, and they literally did like an officials like clinic.
Yeah.
They were going over situations, how they wanted to have parity and how they were going to call things and consistency.
Yeah, one of the issues.
VAWA can host that stuff. VHSL pulls us in for coaches stuff and goes over all that stuff. Why can't we do that? Like New Jersey does it. I think Pennsylvania does it. That's a great aspect of what we can do as coaches in this, state of Virginia.
Work with
help better our officials and help them out as well.
And help some of the smaller program coaches that don't necessarily have the knowledge or the experience that some coaching staffs in the state have. Like, not every coach is as crazy as we are and doing this 11 months out of the year and lives and breathes it. But things that they could learn to help them in different situations.
And just so Goodbody, those coaches clinics are also refs clinics, and a lot of times the refs stay after, but it's a quick get in, get out, very, very quick.
I've only attended a few of them, the ones you kind of sent me to.
Mm.
I just think it's, we need more development, from a coaching standpoint of, you coach the coaches, like, okay, if you have a question with an official, this is probably the way to, these are going to be the questions you're going to ask. You're going to have these situations, and here's how you should handle it, and because, in freestyle and Greco, there is a specific protocol that you have to follow if you go to the table. Like if they don't have a brick to throw, that you can't make a statement. It has to be phrased as a question. And if it's not phrased in a question, the mat chairman's going to look at you and point to the corner and say, "Coach, we have nothing here." So there's protocol that, as you learn, and one of the best guys that goes to the table with questions is Mark Strickland.
Yeah.
When he goes to the table, he is so good, and Sonny Close, so good about having the question ready. And it's not pointing finger and, like we see a lot of coaches do in folk style. But when they go to the table, it's such a good question. And you want to talk about a good brick thrower, Sonny and Mark are great with the brick. Ian Squire's great with the brick. Me, I'm awful with the brick.
Yeah.
Awful. So sometimes I throw the brick just to throw the brick.
Obviously, we don't want to stay on this topic, too long.
Yeah.
But the times I've reffed freestyle, like at local tournaments and stuff, and I got pulled in like years ago. Pearson helped me out so much, because obviously I wasn't a fish, like I was kind of volunteering, giving back, and just helping out because I was there. And Pearson would pull me out there, when I would make a call, he'd give me the positive of what I did, give me some negatives and stuff, and kind of coach me up a little bit about it.
Well, that's what you need. I didn't have that. We had a big time official in Pennsylvania that if you got assigned to his mat and you made a mistake, he was going to yell at you. And I enjoyed officiating until this guy starts yelling at me. You know what? I'm here just trying to make an extra couple of bucks because I'm wrestling. And if you're going to yell at me, screw you, I'm out of here. And I stopped officiating because this guy completely turned me off to it because of the way, and he was a teacher, which was the funny thing. You would think as a teacher, he would approach it in a different way and not try to make the guy feel like he's, a worthless human being and wants to go, jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
So, anytime there's a teachable moment, or if I have, questions, Tim Pearson is the guy, I love asking him questions, and he understands where a lot of my questions come from. And he's been great. When I see him running a tournament, in Fargo or a regional, and he's walking around, he's not on the mat, but he's in charge of it. I know that it's going to be a good day. And sometimes he'll walk around and he'll just have this look on his face. I'm like, "Oh, your officials look not doing the right thing." And he's just like, "Coach, I don't know what it is." Yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I've noticed, I know I'm bouncing back between freestyle and Greco and folk style, but I notice that sometimes as coaches in our program, we'll sometimes get too emotional when it comes to officiating and matches, and sometimes we got to take a step back and kind of reel each other in as coaches and reel our kids in as just to kind of take out that emotion of it and stuff, because let's be honest, in some cases you're not going to get calls, you're not going to be on the good side of the officials if you're emotional the whole time. And happened to us a little bit at States this year. We were getting very emotional. Our kids were very emotional. We were very animated in the corner in some matches, and we had
I can't say it.
Yeah, but we had to take a step back and reevaluate,
The problem is too, though, that one of the issues, and that came about in that state tournament, in our state tournament, and probably every state tournament, when you have 7 classifications going. I think it was just 6 this year because I think you guys were done pre-bish, but you really thin out the referee pool as well.
Absolutely.
And so that was blatant.
Yeah.
At our level, blatant.
Yeah. You had a handful of guys that were good.
Yeah.
Handful of guys that did and did a great job.
And,
Jatomer, has been really good with me in the last, I used to get, and I still, we all get emotional from time to time. He's really good at reeling me in. He's really good at reeling us all in. We all feed off of each other, and we can kind of, grab each other's belt loop if we need to, and kind of pull back into the corner. And, I think as a coach, I know that I have grown leaps and bounds by, trying to keep my emotions in check. Because remember, when we're out there in the corner, it's not about us. It's about our kids out there, and I will fight as hard as I can for them to get the call or whatever. But, I also have learned that there's a way to do it that's more positive instead of making a spectacle out of out of the situation. And we had that happen a couple of times at our state tournament. It happens at national preps. I think, trying to carry ourselves as professionals. I don't necessarily, I'm not going to wear a coat and tie, but, I carry myself as a professional when I'm coaching, So anyway.
I think that's important. And obviously we can always talk about consistency across the board with officiating, but you see it at the top events in the country where bad calls happen. You see it at local events where bad calls happen. It's going to happen. It's part of the sport. It's part of every sport.
Oh yeah. All the way up to we could spend an entire episode talking about, replay in freestyle and Greco. Is it really helping? And, and I have my thoughts about that, but we could go on all night about officiating, good and bad, And if there are any officials listening, no, we don't bash you all the time. It's just like, only half the time. So let's move on.
We got some songs.
Yeah, let's move on to this. Let's move on and get to the semis in the finals. So our top bracket, and you can see behind me, hopefully it looks all right. You can see our bracket. We're down to the semifinals.
It looks great in the corner too, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you. We've got our number 9 seed, AC/DC's Thunderstruck, going up against the number 4 seed Change from John Wayne.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I had to send a text after our, our last podcast, our last little outing, and I got some more information, some more votes. For the most part, Thunderstruck got its hand raised, but I called out a specific wrestler. I called out Darber. Darber would have went with Welcome to the Jungle last week. I said he would have went Thunderstruck. It cut me deep. I had to apologize. I'm apologizing on air right now. I was wrong.
So let's get to it. Thunderstruck versus Change. Who you got?
I'm going Change. I'll be honest with you. I know Prebish is upset, him and his little Angus young heart. But I'm going to go Change here. I'm pretty much going to save my arguing for the other side of the bracket. But I'll be honest with you. I think Thunderstruck had a solid outing in the quarters, made it to semis. They're happy to be an All-American, get their hand raised. They're not going to punch.
They don't do the semi-slide.
Yeah, definitely a semi-slide potential here from Thunderstruck. Definitely a Thunderstruck. Probably a bad weight cut second day. Weren't expecting to be there.
Yeah.
Putting on the coast, the coast boots, and
Who you got?
I'm going Change.
I'm going to go Change as well. Loud and Swain on the pegboard. That's all you got. That's all you need right there.
Yeah, I like Thunderstruck as kind of like, a run out song. Change, there's something about, when I hear the opening of that song, when I'm working out, it puts a smile on. Number one, it reminds me a lot of my youth, like, junior high and high school, just good memories of wrestling. Because, 1985 when that came out, 86, 87 when it was popular, that's junior high and freshman year of high school, and good memories from that. So it's looking like our number 4 seed Change
moves on,
is going to be in the finals.
I like it. Change is
body approved
all season long. Had an early loss early. That's why I didn't get the great seed.
Came back. Boom.
All right.
Prebish, if you would have had a 4th color post-it, that would be great.
I know. It came in as a 3-pack, so yeah.
The staples are closed right now. They are not,
I have
they're
an
not able to
overabundance
stay
of Toast
open.
at my desk.
All right,
Maybe
so,
next Friday, but not today.
all right. So our other semifinal, we've got, what is it, 2 versus 3? Yeah, it's
Yep.
2 versus 3. Only the Young, another Vision Quest soundtrack, and we've got Enter Sandman, Metallica.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys go first. I'm gonna bring this home, by the way. Boss, what you got?
There's a score already, right?
Yeah, 2-1. Enter Sandman's got 2 votes. Only the Young won.
Okay. Well, I have a feeling that's good. That we know what's going to happen here, but I'm going to vote for Only the Young. I think it's the best song of the Vision Quest soundtrack. I think it's better than Change.
Well, you don't like Crazy for You?
That's a good one, but I'm going to stand by
I don't,
Journey.
because it was my ex-wife. That was our song, so no.
You know what I always love? I love about our last couple episodes is we always bring up either a previous dating story,
Yeah.
previous ex. We got an ex-wife mentioned in this week. I love it.
From what you've told me, you could have just ended it with Crazy, period, and then not even for you, just X those out.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna go. Only the Young, Journey.
All right, so we're 2-2. God, I think it might come down to a coin toss for me.
Oh.
Because again, I love Enter Sandman. I love the fact that so many colleges are using it as their run-out song. But then again, Only the Young, if you have anything with wrestling, that's kind of that is the song. Maybe I'm answering my own question. I don't know. Gosh. We are going with the ultimate wrestling song, so I've got to go with Only the Young.
Ooh.
We might have to flip that coin. It's 3-3 now.
Well, I'm going Enter Sandman. Here's why. I'm going to sway Priebish's vote here.
All right.
We support Virginia wrestling. Virginia Tech is known for what they do for Enter Sandman. Hey, Chris has a Hokie. Virginia Tech also has some New Kent guys. I mean, we got to support the Enter Sandman on that front. But also, we can't have 2 Vision Quest songs going against each other.
True.
To be honest with you, Only Young is a great song, the best on that soundtrack. Foss is right. But I'm looking at the draw here, Foss. I'm looking at the draw. Changes got in because of the draw. Enter Sandman does not lose this match. Does not. Weight cut great, warm up great, looking good, feeling good, going out there, getting the job done. Winning a grinding, probably 3-2 match, gets a first period takedown, gets the escape in the second. Can't get the ride out, though. Can't get the ride out.
You notice what his name is. They changed his name to Lars Ulrich, the Metallica drummer.
And there it is.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys.
We're tied, fellas.
I'm going to understand, man.
Is it a 3-3 or did you get talked into it?
I got talked into it.
Okay.
Oh, let's go, Prebish.
All right. All right, it's down to us, or do we want to let the people speak on this?
Number 3 and number 4. Yeah, do we want to let them? We want to let them stew for a week or two?
I think we let it stew.
Okay, 2 weeks. Because Prebes can't do it next week.
Where you going, Prebes?
I got stuff going on.
Undisclosed location, undisclosed reason.
Ooh.
Mysterious Prebes.
Sounds provocative. You stand back.
Wrestling related. I did that to get that out of
least
him.
Provocative person ever. So I mean that's essentially what we got, guys. So make sure that you go to our Facebook page, Talkin Wrestling. The finals are set up. Make your vote. Is it going to be Change or is it going to be Enter Sandman? The more people that vote, we'll post a link to this video up on Facebook, and hopefully we'll get some energy going and see what happens.
I'm also working on some guest guys. Going to bring on some people. I know Previous and I and Foss have talked about it. Bringing on some people. So hopefully we can work on that in the next couple weeks. Getting a guest on here too, talk about some NCAA wrestling, talk about just wrestling in general, and let's make this happen. And I'm gonna be honest with you. What's up?
You're gonna be
What'd
honest.
you say, Preebs?
I farted.
Are you going to be honest?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Preebs. I'm upset that Talkin Wrestling doesn't get on the VAWA channel.
Nah, I don't think Fearless Leader Harcourt would appreciate it.
Fearless Leader Harcourt.
It's
We
not
should have
quite,
him on. Harcourt will come on.
Yeah, he will.
Yes, but it's not quite the standards of, say, like a Matt Talk Online podcast.
Yeah.
Very true.
He's what we call a professional.
Yeah, well, and I've been a guest on a couple of his podcast episodes, so like he's very, very professional about it. We are not.
No, we're all over the place.
I was on one episode.
Were you?
Yeah.
Talk about Virginia Duel.
What was the year that we had the single elimination tournament? We came on and talked about that.
Yeah, he had me on a couple times. I was with Hot Rod Gaddy from Alabama, who's one of the most awesome guys in the world. If you ever get to spend time with Rod Gaddy, he is like one of my favorite dudes ever. He's just this amazing guy.
Please tell me he wears a kilt.
No, he does not wear a kilt. He's from Alabama.
I got you.
I mean, maybe he would wear a kilt. I don't know.
Well, the Scots didn't really settle in Alabama.
Rod used to coach with Team Alabama. He's actually buddies with Ben Summerlin.
Cool.
And he would train, like he would bring his Alabama Wrestling Club guys up for NHSCAs, and they would train with Ben. Used to coach Team Alabama, kind of had a little falling out. So he wasn't in Fargo for about 3 or 4 years. And then this past summer or last summer, he was working with Cliff Fretwell, Compound, another really, really good dude. And the two of them running around Fargo together, I was just so happy to see Rod. He's just such an awesome guy.
Alabama wrestling has greatly improved too.
It's because of him, his club,
yeah.
Man. I'll go on record saying that the guys that had success in Fargo from Alabama were all trained by him.
Yeah.
They won't say that in Alabama. They'll complain about it, but most of those guys were Rod Gaddy's kids in one way or another. So
I'm just glad. I'm glad a guy like that's involved, and he has a nickname Hot Rod, which is pretty hilarious.
What's the team that used to be tough from Alabama? They still really tough. Like they had one. It was on the outside of Montgomery there.
Vestavia Hills. There's a couple of good programs in Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hoover used to dominate Alabama. Now it's a couple years ago now.
Yeah. They're still out there. Hoover is the big football.
Hoover's, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Hoover.
They had a show on MTV.
Yeah.
They kind of rival.
Two-a-days.
What's that?
I said 2-a-days.
Yes, 2-a-days. Anyway,
Yep.
So I've been rambling on and on. So yeah, we got 2 weeks, guys, to come up with some good stuff. Hey, viewers out there, let's vote. Let's see who you want to have win this thing. And let's see, I'm going to take us out with something unusual.
I'm going to call Coach Gregory and get that official's name because I feel bad because he is a hell of an official and a hell of a dude.
A little techno for you.
I like it, Preebs.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Talkin Wrestling. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Be safe out there. Wear your face mask and practice social distancing. Yeah.
For at least another week.